Hey everybody, One Empire here. Today I've got a look at the new Magneto X magnetic FFF printer by Peopoly. This thing just recently got announced not too long ago and I just found out about it, so I'm making a quick video checking out their website and talking about what they have so you don't have to. I'm going to try and keep this under 10 minutes, so let's get started. What makes this thing special? Well, it's bigger, it's got a faster build than anything else, and a new motion system, which is the magnetic based linear motors instead of your stepper motors. So they've got it at $1,399 for pre-order for the US, down from $19.99 normal price at the retail price. So you can only get one if you're trying to pre-order. They're talking about enclosures here, which are sold separately. We'll get into that in a little bit. And you just basically have to make your spot on the list. Sorry for the smacking. Now, you get some free stuff, home delivery, 500 grams, nothing too crazy. And basically, the linear motor has very high accuracy compared to stepper motors, which are also quite accurate, but they're talking repeatability of 3 microns, which for a 0.4 millimeter nozzle on an FDM printer, some people say that may be more than the material is capable of being printed at. But either way, very high precision, which also, moving down here, you see these really high speeds. Max print speed 800 millimeters per second, 1500 millimeters per second max travel speed, 22,000 millimeters per second acceleration max, and then your print volume is going to be 400 by 300 by 300. So that's XYZ. And that's a pretty good build volume, especially for something this fast. It's the fastest thing this size. So here's your ship estimates in mid-November. Basically, there's some pictures of it. It's the first one based on linear rails, linear motors, magnetic based linear rails motors. I keep saying linear rails, excuse me. No belts and pulleys. So that's going to be less maintenance. It's going to be faster and less calibration. So they're saying fewer print artifacts and less downtime. So all very good, especially if you're running things for your business like me. Shout out pinealconcepts.com, although that's still getting up and running at the time of filming. So here's some pictures of the linear motor motion system and some marketing stuff. Closed loop control, we'll get into that. It's not open, cloud based like the Bamboo Lab, which is a definite plus. They're saying for the extruder, 90 newtons, 30 millimeters per second speed, and 60 millimeters per second cube volume, which is definitely going to support that high speed 600 millimeters per second printing. Now the big question is cooling. Are you going to be able to cool that? We'll cover that in a minute. So they've got the hardened steel nozzle with swappable melt zones. So as you can see down here below, they've got the copper nozzle that's looking like a shorter melt zone, and then the steel, which has a larger melt zone. You can comment below. I don't remember off the top of my head why those would be beneficial, but I know there is a reason. Talking about the cooling, you've got dual 1300 RPM, 13,000 RPM 4015 ball bearing fans, and an additional 8,000 RPM 3010 ball bearing fan for the heatsink. On top of that, you've got load cell sensor for the auto leveling, which is a 48-point auto leveling using a load cell as opposed to like a BL Touch or something else. I believe load cells are preferable. I know the Ultimakers use those, and they are more costly, but preferred. Comment below what you think on that, or what the truth is. So yeah, those are the cooling fans there on the image. There's a visualization of the 48-point bed leveling. Now it's got a 300C hot end, so you can print most of the materials that are out there. You also have filament runout sensor, should be standard these days. There's a visualization of the build volume, very nice. And it talks about the printer itself is 550 by 610 by 700 millimeters. That's the space it should take up on your desk. Now, interestingly, they've got a 4-axis independent Z-axis. Each corner has its own motor. So they're saying for accurate bed leveling, kind of vague on how that works, but you know, in theory, you could potentially tilt one side left, right, up, down to get a better overhang. Someone in the comments had mentioned that. That'd be cool if you could do that. I don't think the software supports it yet, but the hardware would allow that in theory. Now, this is another cool thing. The heating of the build plate, 1,000-watt AC powered. So my Sidewinder X1 has an AC build plate and it heats up super fast. It is awesome. My V400 does not. It's a DC and it takes forever to get up to speed. And so having this AC supply heating up your build plate is awesome. I can tell you from experience. It sucks when everything's up to speed and you got to wait another 5 minutes for your build plate to get up to temperature so you can start printing some more exotic materials, or you know, compared to PLA and whatnot. So you got the flexible PEI build surface. That's definitely nice, kind of standard these days and expected. Clipper, which is also good. Orca slicer, also fantastic. I like it a lot better than the Cura that I'd been using previously. I just got into Orca, still learning it, but the results that it puts out are great, and especially on the V400, which I know has some issues, but we'll stay on topic here. We've got a 1080p 30 FPS camera, so not bad. It's like, okay, it's included, which is nice. They're mentioning that it can detect potential print issues, but I don't think it has the AI or whatever that will allow it to do anything yet. But in the future, it should be able to, with Clipper updates and stuff like that. As the future becomes the present, that would be nice to integrate. So here's the optical enclosures. You do have to buy separately. I'll jump over to the accessories page and you can see kind of what they're charging for stuff. And it says apparently, it says 60C on here. I'm not sure what that's about. So passively heated, you could probably modify it to get actively heated. But we'll move on to the cooling. You've got the Jetstream style, which is basically like looking like a tower fan tipped over on its side. They're saying it's quiet and provides auxiliary cooling, which would definitely be needed if you're going to be printing at max speed, especially with PLA or something like that. The V400 I have, when it's printing at high speeds, the biggest issue I have is proper cooling. So having something like that would be necessary. And they do charge extra for it. I think it's $50, $49.99. You got your 7-inch touchscreen, which is nice, kind of like your Sonic Pad or Speeder Pad by Creality or FL Sun. Running the Clipper software to run your printer. Another nice thing is privacy. Since it's on Clipper, it's not on their cloud. Like, that's a one-up for compared to Bamboo Labs, because Bamboo Labs makes you put everything on their cloud and it's susceptible to, you know, spying or stealing, or there's just no privacy there. And a lot of people are concerned about that, and myself included. So that's definitely a one-up. And then they talk about shipping when will it be shipped? Mid-November. How long will it take? 5 to 7 days. They use UPS, DHL, etc. to ship it. So some of the other questions, can I get it personalized? It's kind of, you're the creator, you can do it yourself. Can I return? Basically, yes. Any questions? They've got a contact page, contact@peopoly.net. I don't know if that's how you say it, but Magneto X Facebook group link here. Here's some of the extras. The Magneto X enclosure for the sides is $69.99 on sale, down from $79.99. You got an extra melt zone. If you click on the enclosure here, you can see that the top enclosure, sorry for the smacking, is $139, which is a lot. But you'll probably need it if you're going to be printing those high-speed materials or exotic, you know, high-temperature ones. So what else do we have here? Your melt zones, extra fans. You got a PEI sheet, extra extruder, jam clearing rod. Not exactly sure what all this comes with, but that's kind of what you're looking like. And then there's that giant resin printer. So I think I've covered most of this stuff. Any questions or comments, leave it in the comments, and I'll try and get to them, and I know other people in the community will as well. But thanks for watching me go through the magnetic FFF printer by Peopoly, I don't know how you say that. One other thing to mention is it's a single color. There's no mention of like multiple colors, so if that's a thing you need, that's all. One Empire sign.